Okay. So it's been about 6 months or so since I played chapter 4. I haven't heard anything about Alan Wake because nobody still talks about a 10-year-old game, but I think I've had enough time to figure it out, and I think I know what's going on. I'm choosing to believe in the fun version of events, even though in previous episode playthroughs I've talked a lot about how, like, Alice Alan's partner died by drowning, and this is all his a metaphor, or like his head trying to like come to terms with what he's done or something. No, that's I don't choose to believe that anymore. I think this is what's happening, right? So I think Alan Wake, writer, best-selling author, um, he was having some troubles with his marriage. They established this. They established that him and Alice were having some conflict. Alice didn't appreciate the way that he always walks out of conversations and just refuses to deal with things. So they're having tensions or whatever, right? Alan somehow hears that Cauldron Lake is a place of power. Now, I don't know much about the universe of Alan Wake, but I understand that there are places of power and objects of power, and I think they are places and objects that inherently have some sort of supernatural ability of some sort. Like, you interact with an object of power and it does something that you wouldn't necessarily expect to be a natural outcome of utilizing that object. Places of power, I imagine, are the same thing. You go to a place of power and it does something weird or interesting or strange or whatever. So Cauldron Lake is a place of power where if artists go to Cauldron Lake and they create art at Cauldron Lake, their art comes true. But there's a little bit of a monkey paw situation. So at Cauldron Lake, it is a place of power, but there's a chaotic agent that exists within this place of power that corrupts the art, right? So, and there's probably some metaphor there about like, you go somewhere where art can be made manifest into reality, and by you know selling yourself to that power, that producer, or editor in this case, by selling yourself to that, it'll corrupt the art, and whatever. Anyway, so he goes here. He heard that's the place of power, but he didn't know that there's a chaotic agent. So he gets there with his wife. They're going on vacation, but really what he's doing is he's taking them there so that way he can type out a narrative where he fixes their marriage, right? Because he's like, oh, well, if I write out that our marriage is fixed, then hey, our marriage will be fixed. But he doesn't expect the chaotic agent. So he gets there, he starts doing stuff. She falls into the lake, and he's not able to find her or whatever. So he's freaking out, and he's like, oh, I can fix this. So he starts writing out a story where he knows that he'll be able to rescue Alice. But he doesn't expect the chaotic agent, which is the darkness, or Jaeger, I think is her name. It's the lady with like the veiled face thing. So Jaeger is there, and she's like controlling him and manipulating his art. Well, he figures that out before he's totally fully controlled. So he injects himself into the story that he's writing to save Alice, but he can tell that the darkness, Jaeger, is going to corrupt his story so fully that he won't be able to save her. So he writes in a Deus Ex Machina known as Zane, which is a scuba diving astronaut made of light who is looking for somebody named Barbarah. Anyway, it's a Deus Ex Machina that says, hey, wake up, Alan. You're in part of this story that you wrote, and you need to break free from the control of Jaeger and the darkness. So a lot of like the clinic and stuff, that's all part of his manuscript. that was being, manipulated by the darkness. And at some point, we're 5/6 of the way through the story. At some point, we're going to start reaching the end of the manuscript, and he's trying to basically wake himself up from the illusion of this place of power influence over his art that he constructed, and trying to save Alice somehow. Pretty sure I got it in one on that. So now we have chapter 5.
Wake. Under the influence of the dark presence, I wrote a horror story.
Would I accept a rough percentage of how much of what I said is right? Yes. Within the window of 40 to 80%. Okay. You know what? What I'll say, I like that explanation way more than what I was running off of as an initial thing of like, oh, there's no in-universe reasoning for this. It's just bad metaphors for him trying to come to grips with something that he's holding himself guilty for. And I think there are elements of that in here, but I think the ridiculous bullshit of places of power and trying to be like fourth wall breaking, and Alan coming in saying, "Hey Alan, you're part of this story I already wrote. You gotta like reclaim your agency." I think that stuff is so goofy that I like it a lot more. Let's put all of the pieces of the puzzle together, or at least let the game try to do that for us.
That is coming true. Jagger had been my editor, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. Some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story.
Together we can create something absolutely wonderful.
The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. My mom gave me this old light switch.
The clicker.
Alice is being kept in
It's also The Last of Us 2.
I need to find Cynthia Weaver to fix this.
Your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, I haven't really figured out the cop yet.
Well, we're expecting a record crowd from the neighboring counties. Naturally, we hope to break the record set by last year's Moose Fest in our neighboring town, Watery. Ladies and gentlemen, some people have asked me, what's the big deal about Deer Fest? And I think that this sums it up. It's about friendship and community. We've got a great party coming up. Let's try to hold it in until tomorrow and get through the night in one piece, all right?
Barry. Okay, we've got
Come for it when the time is right.
Log Lady, Lamp Lady.
The key is insurance. It's my job to keep it safe. Safe in the light. Always in the light.
All the manuscript pages were gone. The FBI agent had taken them.
They're still gonna come true, Alan.
I think my tongue just took a crap in my mouth.
I forgot about that line. It's very good.
Oh, wait, we're in jail now? Al. Al, this is not good.
That about sums it up.
Do you swallow that, Barry?
Oh, I am never drinking again.
Right. Okay. So they had the moonshine from the
She's the one in the song. The Lady of the Light.
from the old guy, the old rock star's
Crazy
house.
lady? Ugh, whatever you say, Al, but we're stuck here. They're not gonna...
interviewed Wake.
I had some reading to do first, Sheriff, and let me tell you, it was an interesting read.
What's up, bud?
Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here, all the evidence.
One of these days, you're just gonna call me Alan
You're a
Wake.
federal agent. There's no way you're walking out of here. You hear me in there, Bret Easton Ellis? Huh?
Agent Nightingale, I want to talk to your superior.
Well, we all want things, Sheriff. I wanted my... Look, that's not possible right now.
Agent Nightingale, I insist. Wake, what's wrong?
Lady, are you stupid? It's a trick. It's an obvious trick.
Okay, I've had enough of this crap. Wake, I'm gonna trust you with this.
You're joking.
Agent Nightingale, your opinion would matter more if you were sober and if I actually believed you were here on official business.
Bodied.
Whoa! Get back in the cell, Stephen King. The only way you're leaving this place is over my dead... Wait a minute. I know.
That's actually really funny. He's like, wait, I read this in the manuscript.
In my office. I've got your things there. Follow me.
Oh man, we're sitting ducks with the lights out.
Stay cool. I can get the emergency power on.
I mentioned this last time. But this is definitely before the era of ray tracing. But after the era of colored lighting. So a nice, uncomfortable, sweet spot in the middle of video game history. Excuse me for a moment. I'm gonna read some of my manuscript pages. I also, like, part of the reasoning, like the lore reasoning behind him writing these manuscript pages makes it a little bit more palatable that so much of this is clearly just like directly inspired from Twin Peaks and stuff. Because like, you can't really fault the dude, right? He's in like this panic of trying to just crank out this story that follows a certain stereotypical arc. And he's under duress and he's just like trying to get it out so that way he can, you know, get the ending that he wants or whatever. You know, I was gonna guff for its lighting, but that looks all right. All right, Sheriff. Barry. Hey, where's that cardboard cutout, bud? Go ahead.
Here are your things. Wake, what do I need to know? What do you need from me?
They can be hurt in the light, only in the light. And I need to find Cynthia Weaver. She can help me stop this.
Light. Check. Cynthia. She lives in the old decommissioned power plant. I can get you there pretty quickly in the rescue chopper. Come on, let's get back to your friend.
Okay.
Wheeler, I need you to stay here.
Actually, we can just leave Barry here.
We're going to fetch our ride, but I have friends who need to be warned about this, and I can't be in two places at once. I need your help.
Well, okay.
Here's a list of people and phone numbers. I need you to call them and tell them you have a message from me. Night Springs, okay? They'll know what to do.
Night Springs? Like the TV show? Gotcha.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hey, that radio guy is on the list. Maine. Who's Frank Breaker? He related to you?
My dad.
Hey, is this like a secret society?
Can you do this? You'll be safe here. The backup power's on. These guys need to be alerted, just in case we don't come back.
You'll come back for me though, right?
As soon as we get the chopper ready. Thanks, Wheeler. I owe you one. Okay, let's go, Wake. Through the back.
My hangover wants a pizza. You think there's any way I could order one, Al?
These days, it's kind of the only thing you can order. Look at these CRTs. Oh, I love it. Government tech, am I right?
She says Night Springs. Okay, so I guess she... Yes, sir.
Go through. I don't really remember a lot of the buttons, but I think I'll make it work.
Oh, hell. Whatever took Nightingale must have broken the gate controls. We can't reach the gate's control box from here. We need to get to the other side over the rooftop.
I'll go. I'll open the gate for you once I'm across. You stay here in the light and cover me, Sheriff, okay?
Are you sure? Okay then, but hurry.
Yeah, one thing you should know is when you stand in the light, you get checkpoints. So that way if you die, you can just come right back to the light. Some weird supernatural type shit, but it works.
I needed to reach the rooftop to get to the other side of the broken gate.
Okay. So I'm guessing I go back through this fence area, and oh, there's a ladder. Maybe I use the ladder. I already picked up some of the stuff back here, but I guess there's new stuff now. What? Okay. Okay. Some darkness landmines going. Hi, Reggie. Use that graffiti before. Oh, look at that. That must be a pretty powerful bulb. Usually it gets way more dispersed at that kind of distance. What about out there? Okay. Yeah, that's too far. Wow. Pick this up, don't mind if I do. Alan could just jump, right? He's a tough guy. Oh, there's the helicopter. Alan? Can I get on this and float up? Birds. Oh. 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 He's gonna keep moving.
Hey, Sheriff! Your password. Night Springs? What's that all about?
It's a stupid joke we have. That Bright Falls is the original inspiration for the TV show. This town can get weird at times. Never this weird, though. You need to bypass the damaged control box.
What am I, an electrician? Hold on!
Ah, damn! That's smart.
Good job, Lee. Okay, stick close. Our first stop is the town hall. The keys to the chopper are there.
All right. Oh. Well, I want to. I was hoping if I shot that barrel, big burst of light. Would have done something cool. Okay. I forget what the dodge button is. Okay. How you doing, guy? What's up? Yeah, I'll go around the long way. I'll make this easier for you. You know, cops run around shooting people in the streets. Maybe looking at this in a different light than it was originally intended in 2010. Although, not to say it wasn't a problem back then. So...
And I thought New Yorkers were rude.
Damn. Putting New Yorkers on blast. Classic Alan Wake.
You have the right to
Oh, excuse me. Alright, yeah, give me a second. Gotta go back for this ammo. Thank you. So the flashlight is running out of battery because when you focus it like that, it depletes energy, which you can see in the top left in the battery icon. It does recharge over time, but you have to swap out batteries if it gets all the way down. Okay. Supplies. Checkpoint.
Let's keep our eyes open.
Checkpoint. Right, Deer Fest is a thing that's happening right now in Bright Falls, and I don't remember what Deer Fest is, but it is something.
Wait, over here! There's light!
Okay. Take that, take that.
I have a key. Watch my back, Wade.
Okay. Oh, watch behind your back.
It's an ambush.
In fact. Ouch. Come on, break, break. Yeah, you do that. Just give me a second. I know there's supplies back here. So, yeah. You go ahead. You push ahead. Just gonna get some revolver ammo. All right, let's go through. Why don't we lock that? Pick up this thermos. Supplies, flares, sure.
Okay, someone's messed with the fuse box here, but you should be able to jury-rig it while I find the keys.
I already got electrocuted once today. How about I look for the keys and you get burned for a change?
Fine.
Ooh.
They should be in the clerk's office on
Feisty.
the other side of the building, near the main entrance.
Gotcha.
Other side of the building near the main entrance. Oh, who left this manuscript page here?
Nightingale tried to make sense of the manuscript. It was disjointed and strange. He didn't understand half of it, but it all rang true. Impossibly true. He took out his hip flask when he reached the page that described how he reached the page that made him take out his hip flask. It wasn't the booze that made his mind reel.
This game may be great, but it also is still a little bit jank. The thing I'll say, I like things that it's trying to do, but a lot of these sequences of running through the woods and just shooting wave after wave of shadow people, not the most fun or interesting, but like some of the story stuff is kind of cool.
Nightingale felt the situation veering out of his control, but the gun at least felt steady in his hands. He was ready to fire, resolved that he would let this happen over his dead body. And yet he hesitated. He had seen this moment before, read it in the page. He was transfixed by the deja vu and the horror that he was a character in a story someone had written. Then the monstrous presence burst in behind him and dragged him into the night.
I like that. I like the sort of metacognition of a fictitious character becoming aware of the true nature of their reality.
The darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's face was furious. The story in the manuscript had been making it stronger all the time, but now the light had set the writer free and hurt it, weakened it. It was only a matter of days before the dark presence would be strong again, but meanwhile, it would be difficult to recapture the writer.
So Jagger's first name is Barbarah. The lady in the black veil who gave you a key at the beginning of the story. I didn't realize that was her first name. Okay, over by the main entrance.
The message
Yellow.
was from Barry. He was getting worried at the station. He wanted us to hurry.
Sounds like Barry. Can't hit me from over there. You dummy. Okay. Let's check in here. Ooh, hunting rifle. Well, yeah, I'll have more ammo that way at least. Yeah, the gameplay is fine. It's a means to an end, I think, with this game more than anything. But yeah, just some of the stuff out in the woods is a bit of a slog. Is this a blank incident report? No. No, surely not. Switch to lantern. Hell yes. Lantern is good as hell. Heavy duty lantern. Now, we're talking. Got flare. Open up this supply box. They're really loading me up here.
Okay, Sheriff, I got the keys.
She can't hear you, dude. She's on the other side of the building.
Barry?
Why isn't he inside?
Barry, you idiot.
Barry! Look out! Barry, move! Barry!
He made it inside, Wake. He's okay. The storefront's blocked. Come on, Wake. Let's go around. We can meet him in the back.
In case you forgot, Alan, you wrote this story and you probably wouldn't have killed him. But you have to make it look like close calls. He even specifically said that in like the last chapter. Any manuscript pages? Trust no one in the dark. Let's go.
Got a perp over here.
We can make it through the bookstore. Wheeler should be waiting for us in the backyard.
Keep it the hell down or I'll call the sheriff.
Oh, hi, Doc. I've got it. Don't worry about it.
Sarah, about time somebody showed up. All this shooting in the air is idiotic. One of these days they'll kill somebody. And over Deerfest.
I know. Go back to bed.
He's got a point, Wake. Look, this town can't take this.
It's me they want. The sooner I get out of here, the sooner you can all get back to life as usual.
I hope you're right. Come on, let me get this door open.
Wait, you got the keys to the bookstore?
Perks of being the sheriff. A girl needs to get around.
You're going down there. I'm going up top. For secrets. Sheriff, I gotta tell you, I'm disappointed. Not many secrets in this bookstore.
They're really taking advantage of your presence here, Wake. I heard they're selling a lot of your Alex Casey books.
Right now, I'm not a big fan of my own writing.
Got that Alan Wake book. Oh, manuscript page. Oh, wrong button.
Cynthia Weaver worked hard, following her obsessive rituals, sometimes fighting them, always giving in to them in the end. She haunted the halls of Bright Falls' abandoned power plant. She marked her caches with light-sensitive paint that could only be seen by eyes that had been touched by darkness and saved by light like she'd been. She was preparing defenses and supply lines for the war she knew would come. The war between the forces of light and darkness.
She's a prepper.
I don't see Barry.
Look, Wake, maybe that's him. That's the way to the chopper.
What is Barry's problem? Come on, dude. Supply box. Hell yeah. With all due respect, Sheriff, I would appreciate if we could talk about maybe you apologizing for wrongfully detaining me. That would be nice. Maybe a little bit of self-reflection on the policies of your department would be a good start. Old Gods of Asgard playing a local show. Oh, supply box over here. Some stuff on the ground. Wow, 50% off hot dogs. That's an alright deal.
Barry got back to his feet inside the Bright Falls General Store and dusted himself off. Right next to the cans of baked beans was a locked case filled with flare guns, and yet here was a conveniently placed barrel of crowbars. Barry's smile widened as he realized that this was the classic movie scene where the hero had to gear up and arm himself to the teeth. Barry threw himself into the role.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I really like shining the light in Barry's eyes, but it seems like most of the characters have some form of
I'm gonna give Pastor
shielding their
Howard a
face.
piece of my mind about this lock. Ugh, I told him to get it fixed.
Here they come.
Let's take a break.
Maybe he just didn't want the sheriff all up in his biz. You know? Did you say freeze as you shot?
Free fatty acids are good for your heart.
Oh, we got a quick fella. Damn.
Right there.
I realized as it was happening. I got plenty of flares. I probably should have just used one of those.
Let's take a break.
All these shadow people are going to start a union.
Free fatty acids are good for your heart.
Everybody here? Alright, feels like that's everything. Now I can restock.
Okay, it's open. Let's go, Wake.
Wow.
We keep them lit all night long on the night before Deerfest.
Why?
Well,
It's a great question.
tradition.
Tradition isn't always a great thing, to be honest with you.
For it to be free, the dark presence needed the writer to finish the story. Again and again, the story let it get frustratingly close to the writer without letting it capture him. It was bound by the events depicted in the manuscript, but it could pursue the writer indirectly, put others on the task, and stop those who would help him. It took over everything in its path, made them its puppets, and sent them after Alan Wake.
Okay.
We're almost there. We'll have to go through the basement to get to the parking lot.
Yeah, there's no way going through the crypt will turn out to be a bad idea.
Thanks, Alan. That level of sass is exactly what I need right now with this story. Yeah, whose bright idea was it to not have a clear and direct, safe path to the helicopter in times of emergency? Nice teamwork. Just seems like poor... Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oh, there's a flare. Seems like poor emergency preparedness, to be honest with you. Then again, I suppose this is an atypical emergency. He loves to kick stuff open.
Guess that one saw the light, huh? You didn't like that one? A tough audience. Well, I got plenty more.
What are the Christmas lights for?
Protection, man. Like garlic against vampires.
How are you charging that?
Vampires.
The helicopter's just across the parking lot and up the hill. Come on.
Yeah, like one of those portable battery packs, but somehow with like an AC connector. I love it though. Barry needed some sort of pick-me-up, some sort of gimmick that's better than carrying around a cardboard cutout of Alan Wake. You gotta find your own identity, Barry.
The Bright Falls General Store is now my favorite place in the entire world. See this headlamp? It's like a superpower. I can just look at one of those things and they die. It's my flaming eye of Mordor. I wish I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Hey, I want a headlamp.
Last one.
Bastard.
Yeah. Headlamp, good idea.
Alice had screamed until she had no voice left to scream. Around her, the darkness was alive. It was cold and wet and malevolent and without end. She was a prisoner, trapped in the dark place. The terror would have burned her mind out, but one thing made her hang on. She could sense Alan in the dark. She could hear him. She could see the words he was writing as flickering shadows. He sensed her too. He was trying to work his way to her.
All right. More.
Throws a damn school bus at your head and you're about to take a helicopter ride with someone who may or may not have a pilot's license. You're cleared for departure to Night Springs.
Hell yeah.
No offense, Sheriff.
More Night Springs references. It's clearly the best part of this game. Hey, you guys hold on. I'll catch up. I see something flashing in this van. Oh, does American Nightmare have more Night Spring stuff? If so, then yes. That sounds good. I know it's like a very different style of gameplay and stuff. Or something along those lines. It takes a bit of a departure.
The helicopter's just up ahead. I'll need a while to prep for takeoff.
Don't take too long. I want to get out of here.
What kind of budget does your... I guess it's Coast Guard. Why doesn't the Coast Guard have a helicopter here? How can literally anybody ever afford a helicopter? Wink. This will be important. Oh no. Guys, you need to hold on. I got all this stuff I need to pick up.
You will never get her back.
We're not ready to take off.
Well, get ready. I'll hold them off.
Yep, hold on. Trying to shoot these barrels because it seems like it set off a bunch of light. Okay, so it did do that. I was just doing a very bad job. Okay, got this down here. That's turned on. Okay, looking good, looking good. Come on, come on. We almost ready over here. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, I'll pick these up. Oh, there was a flare on the ground somewhere. Look at all this. Oop. For me. Turn these lights on. Yep. Ooh, buddy. A-okay over here. Just a bunch of stuff sticking out of the ground. Okay, cool. Yep. Just go up these stairs. What a pro.
You better put an end to this.
Just get me a Weaver, Sheriff.
You're taking a big chance on a local crazy lady, Al. I hope you're right about her, or we can kiss this town goodbye.
Always have faith in Log Lady. Always. Prophetic.
I hope you know how to deal with this, Wake. I guess you New Yorkers are used to rough situations like this.
Right. The city's a war zone. King Kong, mutant alligators, and Alex Casey shoots the place up every weekend. Look, I never even carried a gun until a couple of days ago.
Well, my dad used to be a cop there. Tells some pretty wild stories.
I bet he does.
No, just normal bad stuff. Kind of like your books, Wake. I used to tease Dad that he was just like Alex Casey.
You've read me.
Oh, sure. You're a pretty good writer. A little heavy on the metaphors, maybe.
Nobody's ever said that before.
Then nobody's ever read your stuff before.
See the lit building over there? And that's the dam further up the river. I can't land here. I'll take her down the road across the river.
Just get me there, Sheriff.
Bird swarms. You weren't strapped in, Alan? Seems like some basic helicopter etiquette. Click it or ticket, man. Alright.
We're gonna have to shake these things. We'll meet up at the plants.
Ooh. Go. Boom. Oh my God. Okay, across the transformer yard. And we got gonna take control of Optimus Prime over here.
About the chain for the door to open.
You could probably shoot it. No. Oh, you could scoot through there. Come on, man. I can move this over there and shoot it. That feels a little too physics puzzly for this game. At least I have unlimited ammo. Just move this, pick it up, and Pick it up and carry it along the way. Whoa. Yep. Just move these out of the way. Just shoot these out of the way. Okay. Yep. Got it. Yo! Look at Alan go! This actually kind of works. Alright. Definitely the intended solution. That works too. Okay. Well, now that we know. Oh, they stripped me of all of my guns and all of my flares and flashbangs and everything that was there in the previous. I guess it makes sense that these are here now for crowd control. That's a little frustrating. I tried to throw out a flare and nothing happened. I now know why. All right, let's no scope this. Ow, ow. Okay, let's get some distance. Come on. What? Gotta go on the offensive then. As best as we're able. Let's survey the land. We've really only got 2 barrels to work with. We'll work with what we've got. I'm wondering if I should focus fire on the small guys first and then go with the big guys, or the big guys first. The big guys are more of a threat. I left them in the helicopter. I suppose so. But some stuff like flares, you know, you would imagine those were in his pocket. I mean, maybe high G-force of being flung out, like emptied them, but then they would be on the ground somewhere. Anyway. Excuse me? Well, if we're gonna play that game, I want to restock up. I think I had to have light focused. Damn it. Got kind of backed into a corner there. Nice. Keep them at a steady walking pace. There we go. Whew. Nice and easy. Only 1 battery left. But tons of ammo. Checkpoint, baby. All right, looks like we might run into the shotgun sometime soon. Oh, yep. And sometime soon means right now. I will take it. flare me up. If Alan Wake was a Pokemon, he'd be Flareon. Oh, yep. There we go. Don't really have a proper mantling mechanic here.
And here's a new song from a band that they always remind me of our local rock legends, the Old Gods. This is good
Let me move. One of the things that's a little frustrating about this game, although it's less of an issue here, I guess this is one of the first times where it's not an issue. They have a number of times where you turn on the radio and there's like, you know, the radio station plays and you get like a little bit of stories from people around town or whatever. And that stuff is usually good, but a lot of times it's like there's nothing else to do. You're just kind of left standing there. Because if you walk away from it, then you can't hear it anymore. And you miss out on like the information. At least here, there's like a battle sequence that's happening while you're listening to it. But historically, the game has not been great about that.
They always remind me of our local.
Damn it. Please don't. Please don't. At a certain point, I realized how many people were in there and that I desperately needed a flare. Nope, 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 nope. Take a quick scan around here, double check that I'm not missing out on obvious flares or flashbangs or something. I don't think I am. I think I just have to get good. Nice. Do I just need to make it outside? Nice. And a thermos to boot. All right. It seems like it would be it. Just had to be better about placing these barrels or corralling the bad guys to them.
The power plant glowed in the night. It was close, but I had to find a way across.
Swim? Take a boat? Go through a maze? I guess it's ultimately going to be the answer to this. Loot crate. Yes, please. Okay. You goober. Oh, zip line. You have the feeling when I press this button, a bunch of shadow monsters will spawn? Oh, actually kind of the opposite. Kind of hoping this light would stay on. I feel like the clever thing would be to find a way to lure them in to these cables. But I feel like that's easier said than done. Okay. Oh, thermos. Uh-oh. Looks like Alan's got himself in quite a predicament. One second. I think the key to those guys is stun locking them with your flashlight. You're kind of strategic about when you focus it. Hello? Oh, that makes sense. Curiously exposed and sparking cables. Somebody was having a good time.
The story I had written in the cabin had come true. Touched by the dark presence, I had written a horror story, but the end was still missing. The story was incomplete, and the last unfinished page of the manuscript still sat in the typewriter in the cabin study. If I could get back there, if I could read the page, then I could write my own ending to this story and save Alice.
Is this how we get the audience to accept the idea that at the very end of this game, Alan's just gonna wake up and it was all a dream? He's like, sorry, man, that's the first thing that came to mind when I had to write the last page ending where everything worked out fine. The story didn't. That was kind of cool. I don't think this is really a much of an intentional mechanic, but it totally works. You know, it's like, how do you wrap up a story in one page? You kind of got to cut some corners to get that done. Right? Lieutenant William T.G. Randall Memorial Bridge. This bridge has been Oh, I can just read it for reals. This bridge has been designated as a memorial in honor and in recognition of Lieutenant William T.G. Randall, 1919 to 1981, a World War II prisoner of war and recipient of the Distinguished Service Cross. He died of injuries received during his successful rescue of 2 children from a burning car, crashed at this location.
I couldn't get across until I found a way to turn the bridge.
Turn the bridge? Whoa. What is going on here? Like some poly bridge shenanigans. There are very few bridges in Texas, so anything that's even remotely unconventional bridge work is
I had to find a way to close it.
Real curious to me. All right, let's go into Central Command here. Come on, fella. That's no way to treat a guy. Look at that bridge. I want to go outside so I can hear it better. Look at that bridge. The bridge is a little stuttery, but it's a pretty big bridge, so I'll grant it that. Nope, wrong way. Who engineered this thing? Who designed this? Thermos. Was I supposed to have stopped it? I was probably supposed to stop it. Alright. Nope. Maybe I just gotta run and jump on it. Sounds more fun anyway. Alright, here we go. Some parkour type stuff. Cool. Yo. Can you stop? I guess I have flare shots, right? That's where I started. Yeah, I'll wait another half revolution. Frankly, I'm surprised this game engine is like allowing me to be on this rotating platform and that it is working relatively well. That's pretty cool. All right, here we go. Ooh. Oh man, is that... All right. Are we gonna get Night Springs, or are we gonna get Fourth Wall Alan Wake? I feel like it's early in the episode for Night Springs, but we can only hope. This is probably the closest I've ever been able to get to a television in this game. Let's see. Get out of the way, Alan. Night Springs.
Are we men dreaming of being butterflies, or butterflies that dream of being men? Such philosophical concerns are by necessity abstract. And yet, some of us can find concrete proof of the nature of our existence in Night Springs.
What do we have tonight?
An absence of creativity.
Talking directly to me.
Hello, Martha. What did you want to show me? Oh, Lydia. Thank God you're here. Please, it's in the basement.
Okay.
Oh, Martha. Oh, that's amazing. Isn't it just? I found it here this morning.
Great. Vortex.
I'm sorry.
How did you get here?
It's G-Man.
Well, I'm trying to work.
Did you put this thing here?
In a way. To be more precise, I put everything here but that.
Really? But what is it?
Oh, I guess the temptation is to call it a hole, but it's really an absence, a profound lack of reality.
In Martha's basement?
Yes, I was doing so well, too. I came up with 2 old ladies and put something really weird in the basement. It was a great start. I'm completely blocked now. I can't imagine what I was up to.
Well, surely it's just an ordinary basement.
Is it? Why did you call your friend here, then?
Well,
Got you on that one.
Oh, well.
couldn't you just ignore it?
Oh, no, I couldn't do that. It would probably turn into a plot hole. Might be one already. Could sink the whole enterprise.
Oh, my.
Listen, ladies, not to be rude, but I'm really not at all sure where I'm going with this, and you're just not helping. You should just go back upstairs for a cup of coffee while I try to figure out what I'm up to.
Well, if you think that's best.
Maybe I should just stop here. Or is that too moronic?
Is that too moronic? Indeed. Who can tell?
Indeed.
It's a fine line between the stupid and the sublime. Night Springs.
That's such a good tagline. You know, not the strongest episode of Night Springs, but I feel like the narration really brought it all together at the end there. Oh, hey guys. I just watched a syndicated television show while you were doing your thing. Okay. Can you just like lower a rope or something? Or like, we could probably land here. Get a nice wide clearing. If you could fly back this way, kind of where the bad guys are currently. And yet, you know, for as old of a game as it is, it kind of looks all right. Moving along. Is this the wrong direction? It is. I think. All right. See you guys. No, I guess this is the wrong direction because that's back towards the bridge. Point me towards the next combat arena.
We can't stay here. Get inside. Call us when you know what the plan is.
I could just point my flashlight at the birds. It usually works. Okay, go to the power plant. Call them when I'm in. Oh, shadow monster sound. Ouch. Alright, made quick work of them. Oh, this is where I'm supposed to go, right? This is... Isn't this back where we were earlier?
The logo on the power plant sign.
I guess not.
I'd seen a version of it painted all over the area, signifying hidden caches of supplies.
Is that really in the purview of a power plant's responsibilities? Safe haven, huh? Okay. You say so.
Hold it right there!
Miss Weaver! Cynthia! I'm a friend!
Prove it!
You knew Zane! Thomas Zane! You're the Lady of the Light in the song! You can help me!
Shine the light on me.
About time! Young man, I've been waiting a very long time for you.
Yeah, I still feel like I don't really know who Zane is. I don't know if that's because the game hasn't revealed that information or if it's because I'm bad at paying attention. I feel like Zane is like the real world version of Alan. Or maybe the manuscript version of Alan? I feel like...
It's in the well-lit room.
Excuse me?
What you need to drive the darkness back.
Or Zane the
Room is at the dam. I built the room to keep it safe.
scuba diver astronaut?
Will it help me find Alice? Will it get me back to the cabin? Fine, let's go. I can get my friends to come back with the helicopter.
Oh, we won't go outside. Never at night. That's rule number 1. You've been breaking the rules, young man, and where has that gotten us, No, I have a secret route, a lit route, an old water pipe. Something was damaged at the transformer yard. It's draining all the reserve power. Without it, the pipe will go dark. The power to the yard must be cut.
Let me guess. You want me to do it?
Who
Young
else?
man, you're the one who likes to break the rules.
She's got a point.
Outside in the dark? The kill switch is outside. I have been preparing for these times, the dark tides. You have found my caches, haven't you? You can see the signs. Very few people can. Yes, please. Take what you need.
Great.
This is all for you, for the likes of us. We do Tom's work, don't we? Hurry! The switch is on the wall facing the shore.
Okay, so I feel like Tom Zane is... Yeah, either the IRL version of...
To the well-lit room if the lights in the pipe go out.
Okay, calm down.
You must go outside to use the emergency.
Either the IRL version of Alan or is the luminous being of light that is written in as the Deus Ex Machina. One or the other.
Dark. Light.
Hey, do you want me to like close these for you?
Tom.
How are you writing these messages that only show up reflected in light? Farewell to sanity. A little on the nose. How to catch the legendary dope fish. Oh, I think we know what she's doing in here. Where's the hydroponics bay? Right here is where it is. Right here is where it's at. She seems like she's kind of a small-time operation, though. All right, I'll go outside. Do you have any more, like, ammo? Yeah, some textures are a little low res, but that's perfectly understandable, especially for games of this era. Can I not flip the switch? Right into it. Oh, he's still dark. I kind of wish he had a bit of a melee option. So I'm just chewing through ammo.
Cut the power to the transformer yard. I was willing to do grunt work for her to get her to help me. I hoped Weaver was dependable. I'd stumbled into this crazy world a little over a week ago. She had been living this insanity for decades.
Rule number 1, never go out at night. That's just sensible. Darkness waits in my dreams. So it's called blinking, and everybody does it. There's nothing to be afraid of. Oh, look at all those supply boxes in there.
I could see the kill switch that would cut the power to the transformer yard. Now I had to find a way to reach it.
A puzzle? A puzzle, you say? Also, I could seriously use some ammo soon. Okay, floodgate.
If I could figure out the gates, I could use them to get to the kill switch.
Okay, so this operates 1 and 2. This operates 2 and 3. Does this operate 3 and 1? This operates all 3. So now just this. And we're good. All right. Assuming we want them all closed so that we can walk across them. Rule number 3, always remember the lantern. Hence, Lantern Lady was born. Rule number 2, keep the lights on. There we go. A little bit of ammo.
Who designs these things?
Great question. Oh, I was about to... Oh, that must be...
The transformer yard went dark and dead. Weaver's water pipe passage should now be good to go.
I was thinking that, oh, of course they would close because that's like an emergency shut-off feature. But no, it's just opening and closing. Because the power's weird. Alright, any monsters on the way back? I hope not, but it sounds like there will be. Because spooky music. Come up. That chainsaw guy? Somewhere? Ah, there you go. Oh, howdy. Hey, can you guys walk through this or something? Oh, play. Oh, nope. Good advice as always. Can you... What are you doing? Going all the way back there. Hey, run directly through the center, please. Haha. You fool. Finally, I was able to get one of those to work. You absolute fool. Before I go, I want to just investigate this area. And nothing. Now that's what I call immersion. A bunch of areas that don't have things in them. Just like real life. Miss Weaver, I have done your bidding. Hello? It's pretty cool control panel you got there. It's not really plugged in anything.
This way, young man. Follow me. Come, the pipe's empty now. We're ready to go.
I'll just assume that that's a like wireless Bluetooth device or something.
I knew them both, Tom and Barbarah. I had such a crush on him. Such a beautiful man. I was jealous. There was a part of me that was maybe a little glad when she had the accident. And then Tom started.
Barbarah sounds like she's Alice. And Tom Zane is Alan Wake. So Barbarah is this source of darkness in Tom Zane's life that is corrupting his art.
Writing and woke the darkness up. He tried to bring it back, but you can't do that. There are no free rides like that.
I'm starting to realize that.
Monkey's paw.
In that case, young man, perhaps you're a smarter man than Tom was. The witch looked like her, but it wasn't. Barbarah was sweet. He didn't understand until it was too late. He tried to undo it, wrote himself, her, everything he'd ever written out of the world. Oh, he was so famous. And afterward, no one knew. Oh, Tom. He left only one thing behind in my care, in case it happened again. Insurance. He trusted me. Or perhaps used me a little. Tom knew how I felt. Knew I wouldn't refuse him. I built the well-lit room and put it there. It's been waiting for you. We are characters trapped in a story you have written, and none of us will survive to see the end of it if the darkness isn't stopped. She'll twist the story to her own dark ends.
How do you know all this?
Tom, that's the way he wrote it. He still talks to me, you know, in television, from beyond, from below. We have both been touched by the darkness, young man. He saved us both with light, but the darkness stays with you. Leaves a stain.
You need any help there?
This pipe will take us directly to the well-lit room.
Okay, I need to call my friends, tell them where we're going.
Hello? Al!
Barry, we're headed to the dam in one of the pipes. Meet us there.
Okay, I'll tell Sarah.
It's Sarah now?
Whoa! No! For the sweet love of...
Barry! Barry!
Never ride in a helicopter.
Go see if they're okay.
They're probably dead. You must reach the well-lit room. This is no time to be a selfish idiot.
That's my best friend.
At the altitudes they were flying, the glide mechanism would never self-engage.
I'll use the pipe. I'll meet you at the dam if you make it.
At least I didn't have to worry about her. She knew how to stay safe.
In case of engine failure, some helicopters do have a gliding mechanism where it can safely land with no power, but you have to be at high altitudes for it to work. They were clearly flying at low altitudes. Also, considering her ability to fly that helicopter when I got ejected out of it, seemed like, hey, maybe we should land this somewhere sooner rather than later. Don't ride in helicopters. Yeah, also a great point. If you know you're in a horror story, stay out of the helicopter. No good has ever come from that. Unless you can tell it's right at the end of the story. 'Cause if it's right at the end of the story, then sometimes that's the only way to escape the mass darkness, the zombie horde, whatever. But even then, probably better to take a car.
Sarah was almost starting to relax. Maybe they could turn this into a win yet. Suddenly, there was a piercing sound, like a table saw gone wild, as 100 birds made out of shadows swarmed into the rotor. The chopper bucked wildly and the board lit up, telling her what she already knew. They were going down. Barry Wheeler screamed next to her.
Alan, you wrote that page. You should have warned them. I know Alan as a character probably doesn't know all of the details of all the pages, but... Well, I guess if it was imperative, Zane would have allowed Alan to find this manuscript page sooner. Yo, look at that. Oh, God. Some God tier gaming. Esports. Check out my speed running swarm dispersal strats at the next game's done quick. Headshot. I see you, birds. I know what you're up to. Probably don't need to go that way. That looks like it just goes back to where I came from. Oh. Probably watch where I'm going. I'm good, bro. Scared him off.
Barry! Sheriff Breaker! Sarah!
The crash site looked bad, but as far as I could tell, the wreck was empty.
Empty of everything, except for this coffee thermos. Is it doing like a breadcrumb trail of flares up to where Barry's at because Barry was so well stocked with flares? That would be pretty funny.
Barry! Barry! Hang in there, I'm coming!
No, I'm right here. Oops, wrong gun. That works though.
make an entrance, Wake. We were ready to make like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
I have a different ending in mind.
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
I knew you'd be all right.
How's that?
The flaming eye of Mordor?
Laugh it up, funny man. Didn't we have somewhere to go?
Weaver will meet us at the dam.
Oh. Up here, there's a loot crate. Hell yeah. I don't know. I have a lot of ammo. So that seems like kind of a bad deal, even though hunting rifle is a better gun. If I happen across some hunting rifle ammo, I might run back for it. Like, let's say up here at this supply box.
Most of your night running uphill while the crazy bunch of demon hicks try to take your head off with an axe. You know your helicopter crash landed in Night Springs. Oh, I should have kept that gym membership.
You see those lights?
Tell
That's
me.
the elevator we need to take.
Alan gets winded just at the thought of running.
You can't beat him.
True words.
What the hell is that thing? It's everywhere! Oh crap, there's more than one of them!
Hey, don't worry about it. Just keep running, and then once you get to the light, they just go away. Just keep running. You're good. Yeah, I'm running to this light. There's a checkpoint up here.
He's too fast. We can't get a shot.
No, you're good.
There! No, there! Al, they're all over the place!
No, look, they go away.
Was
See?
that it? Are we safe?
That was... wow. I think we're okay.
Hey, Al, I got a bad feeling.
Let's keep our eyes open.
Oh, I should have kept that gym membership. I don't really want to do this, Al.
Wake, call the elevator. I'm keeping watch.
I think I hear something moving around.
All right, if you guys find any coffee thermoses, pick them up. It's very important. Twink.
Heads up! Here they come!
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh.
Ah, they're coming! We have to hold them off!
Yeah, sorry, this is, you guys had it right. This is, an Xbox Elite controller. Yeah, it makes for a really good controller.
I swear this is the slowest elevator in the world.
It's almost here. Just hold on!
Oh. Although, with this controller, the, I want to say the right bumper up here, broke pretty early on, just like a couple months in. So I had to like open it up and tape together the plastic piece inside that kind of keeps it together. But it's held up pretty well since then. Oh, it was my left bumper. I can feel the difference because there's less travel in it now. But it still works fine.
Oh no! Oh no!
What's up, Barry?
I swear this is the slowest elevator in the world.
Almost here, Wake.
You just hold on.
Al, hit the button.
You hit the button, dude. I do really like the Christmas lights, though.
There's an entrance into the dam at the top. What's the plan, Wake?
Well, Weaver's crazy, but she's got something Zane left behind. Something to fix this.
Gee, could you be a little more vague?
Thomas Zane? Seriously? Might as well be Paul Bunyan or Bigfoot.
Yeah, well, he was real.
Oh, wait, isn't...
Let's be careful, okay?
Thermos.
Oh, jeez, I hate this.
Okay, Wake. There's a button over there that opens the door.
There you go.
I think something's broken. Hold the button down so we can get in.
Come on, you guys. You can just duck. And go in there. Hold it open for me.
You guys go ahead and find Weaver. She should be in the dam now. I'll have to make it alone through the top.
Okay, Wake. Good luck. Don't get yourself killed.
Ow! Please, be careful.
I'll take good care of Barry, Wake. You just look after yourself.
Yeah. Oh. That's
kidding me.
No good. You guys not. This is so goofy.
Down, boy.
Okay. You're not that badass, Alan. You can't pull off a one-liner like that.
Thomas Zane knew he had to remove all that had made this horror possible, including himself. That was the only way to banish the dark presence he had unleashed and now looked at him through the eyes of his dead love. But he also knew that despite his best efforts, it might someday return. So even as he wrote himself and his work out of existence, he added a loophole as insurance, an exception to the rule. Anything of his stored in a shoebox would remain.
An object of power? Alan really does have to do everything. He puts the team on his back. Alan? Checkpoint. Go. I don't know any server where people actually at various roles.
me horrid job.
I was ridiculously outnumbered. The searchlight could even the odds.
Oh, yeah. Whoever decided to write the dialogue for these random mobs was really inspired. I feel like this is bugged. They're all just standing still. But that's okay. It makes my job a little bit easier. Oh, he's kind of like not able to get to him. Look at this guy.
Enough. You will go no further.
You can't stop me, Barbarah.
Stop now.
Why would you clear my path if you wanted me to stop? Hoisted by your own petard, Barbarah. Kind of an exciting sequence. Oh, God. I just wish Alan could actually run better. Come on, Alan. Your life is on the line. Gotta hustle. And pick up a thermos. We'll say it's working surprisingly well. Oh. Hi, Cynthia.
You made it. Well done. I'm glad I was wrong. But it was a foolish chance to take. Don't worry about the noise. We're safe here. I have looked after the well-lit room for many, many years now. There is no shadow in the well-lit room. The power is fail-safe, and all the bulbs are numbered and changed regularly based on their make and model.
Right.
I hope it just spits us out into like a Minecraft world where there are just like torches everywhere to keep the monsters from spawning. It seems to operate on the same logic, so.
There's an old army base at Raincoat Point, north of here. It was active during the Second World War. They operated here back then. They must have built this.
Yes, they did. It's my place now.
In case of oil? You guys are waiting for it. Let's go through.
Take it.
Oil spill?
Don't worry about the room anymore, because 6 and 33 and 118 need changing soon, and I don't want to climb up the ladder to change them because it's very late and I'm tired. And if you take it, I won't have to do that anymore.
The page was autobiographical, a memory from my childhood. But I didn't write this. It was a page written by Thomas Zane. None of them were supposed to exist anymore.
Alan, 7 years old, would fight sleep to the bitter end. When he did sleep, he soon woke up, screaming, the nightmares fresh in his mind. One evening, his mother, sitting by his bed, offered him an old light switch. She called it the clicker, and flicking the switch would turn on a magical light that would drive the beast away. To imbue the talisman with all possible power, she added the
predictive power
by Alan's father. Alan never knew him, and anything of his took on mythical proportions in his mind. With the clicker firmly in his hand, Alan finally slept like a baby. Now, almost 30 years later, Alan thought of this as he stood on the rim of Cauldron Lake, the clicker in his hand. He took a deep breath and jumped.
My mind swirled. I'd given the clicker to Alice, yet it was here. Zane had written it into existence in a story I had written.
Tom Zane is a better writer than Alan Wake.
I can get to her now. I can finish this.
I think we can all agree on that. Boom. End of episode 5. See, when I hear Thomas Zane, I think Zane Lowe. So I guess I should try to do some sort of rundown of my understanding of events right now at the end of episode 5. I feel like I was kind of on the right path. It seems like Thomas Zane. I feel like I'm still not clear on whether Thomas Zane is the real life guy or Alan Wake is the real life guy. I think I think they are both the same person, just from different perspectives. I think Alan Wake is the real guy, and we are experiencing the reality of the world as it has been affected by the manuscript. And I think Tom Zane was the writer, protagonist of the manuscript who ended up becoming Alan Wake once Alan Wake knew that he needed to inject himself into the story. And he gave Tom Zane a certain level of agency in revealing the nature of reality as it's being influenced to Alan Wake. Or something. There's only one episode left. Yes. I still think old-timey scuba suit astronaut being luminous being of light is still just Deus Ex Machina that Tom Zane wrote into the manuscript. Tom Zane, the fictional character, wrote into the manuscript to guide Alan Wake in the real world, away from the dark, away through the darkness, which is the monkey paw chaotic vector of the place of power of Cauldron Lake. I think. All right. What do you guys say we jump into episode 6 of Alan Wake? Finish this thing out. I don't know how long it is, but we're already here.